Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will alive. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Werner. I am a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And we are going to be talking about how it is okay to say no to toxic people and how it's from survivor to surviving to thriving and all sorts of stuff. And hold on a second. I'm going to let Ed Badger.
Yes, it's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner, licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. Moments of Clarity's mission is to educate and end the stigma on mental health through the inspirational stories of our exceptional guests. You can join in the show by calling Tiffany toll-free at 866-826-1340 or on Facebook and Twitter at MOC with Tiffany. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hello, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Werner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today, the topic of our conversation is toxic people do not come with a returned receipt. But we're going to be talking about so much more, from a survivor of so many things, a published author, and I'll formally introduce my guest and her friend, Sargent, who will hopefully mind her manners, right?
Her manners.
Before that, I'd like to say hi to Ed. Hi, Ed, at Tan Talk Radio.
Hey, happy Friday, everybody.
Hello, Ed. How are you?
Hello. Good.
And everything. I'm sorry I'm not in the studio today.
Got the memo?
Well, actually, I'm a guest on a show after this. So to pack up and move everything right by 1:30 would have been a lot. So it's kind of what happened. But anyway, we're here, and I'll be back to
Understandable.
see you. I'll see you next week.
You
I know.
got it.
How are you feeling? Because last week I got in for the first time in a while.
Finally
Being
Tuesday. I think Tuesday I started to feel better. The last thing was my left ear was so clogged. Finally opened up. Finally, so it was one of those 2-week crud things that was going around. Wasn't COVID.
No, I don't want the 2-week crud thing either.
No.
There's lots of things we want for Christmas, but not that. And you've given me lots of gifts over the past almost 8 years, but I don't want your crud.
I've been lucky. I have not been sick in years, so just one of those things.
It's bound to happen. Now you make me cough a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, my guest today, she's got a friend with her.
I see that. Does the bird know any bad language? I hope not.
Well, remember,
Yeah.
Angel. This is Angel Ruiz, and the bird only cusses if we do. So I think
What's the bird's name? What's the bird's name?
Sergeant.
Sergeant, I have a dump button. Sergeant, I have a dump button with your name on it.
Say something that rhymes with the S word.
No, that's like getting cranked up.
She's like, don't say it because it won't stop. Hello to all our friends listening out there and watching live. We're on YouTube at youtube.com/MOC with Tiffany, or just look up Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. And Ed, where'd you go? I didn't say bye. And anyway, you can call in live also. We're on LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, Twitter, and of course, several Facebook channels. And if you're listening while driving, please drive safe. And we can call in live during the discussion if anything triggers you, or that where you want to give feedback or add into the conversation or any of that. We welcome live callers, and you call in or leave us something in the live chat if you're watching virtually. It's 866-826-1340. Sergeant, 866-826-1340. Wouldn't that be cool if he was like 1340?
1340.
Anyway, and when you do call in, say hi to Ed. Normally, that's where we are. So say hi to Ed when you do. And Ed's going to be the guest on my show in a couple weeks. We have to set the date, but he's a star from Dr. Phil, and his show's all over YouTube. We're going to talk about that too. You roll your eyes. You love it.
No.
I just feel bad about the outcome of the show, but still.
Oh, well.
You look great on film. So, just like that. Let's get to our show. 866-826-1340, and say hi to Ed when you do. So my guest today is a published author, and let's see. She is the author of a book called The Healing Soul of a Survivor, which she's currently completing as a follow-up workbook. She's also working on a children's series through her organization, quote unquote, Soul Giggles, helping children learn to problem solve, as is a series that Angel, her children, as well as her grandchildren are working on together as they navigate through the journeys and joys of growing up. Her success has been also as a founder of a nonprofit for children and families in need. And at the time, she was a single mother, and her electric got cut off by not having enough money. So she realized that after entering her son up for soccer, that there's several other families in need of resources as well. And her nonprofit organization received a governor's award with a 33% increase from welfare to work. She's a successful business owner, and she also hosts groups and mentors others. And she also grants many scholarships out to those who are serious about reaching their goals without the means to do so. In addition, she facilitates programs that empowers leaders to lead with the power to empower the gifts of others. And she loves to say, the biggest shift in my life was healing my inner child. through forgiveness and gratitude. And welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Angel Ruiz.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Wow, what an introduction. I've missed you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. And this is not the first time. So Angel and I kind of go way back. She and Sargent were with me for my 600th episode last New Year's Eve. I don't know what episode I'm on now. We're going to count, but who knows. Anyway, and Sargent behaved himself then herself. It's a girl, right? So for those listening live on radio, she's holding a beautiful green macaw, right?
Yeah.
So that's sad because macaws usually live for hundreds of years, don't they? How long did they live?
They live about like 80, 90 years. So,
But
yeah.
How long ago did you get
for sure. Also.
So what happens with that?
We have my son who she bonded with. Thing happens, then she'll go to my son. But everybody loves her. If I'm not around, she's working through jealous issues. So we are in therapy. Too bad you don't take birds, right?
No, and that's sad because if she's got attachment issues and everything, then it's going to be hard if anything were to happen to you that she would be acclimated to living with someone else. She'd be cussing up then. Yeah. All those swear words that you've been asking her not to say, she'd be like, "F you, get away, where's my..." Oh wait, no. Just me saying that got her. I'll just my manners. Anyway. So tell us your story, Angel. You have a wonderful book, and not only Angel did she send me a copy, but she sent me several of them, like 4 of them to give to clients that needed that handwritten, signed, and autographed, which isn't easy for you because you you have difficulty writing and spelling naturally. I just didn't know if I was about to throw that out there. It's difficult for you to write, and you've shared that on other shows that you wrote a whole book with dyslexia. Which makes it even more. I didn't know if I was allowed to say that, but I'm just gonna go. You're like nodding.
Yeah. It is.
Write and publish a book, and then handwrite your thank yous and autographs and everything was amazing. I just want to give you a bell for that. I do have my bell. Only some people get the
moments of clarity. That was a moment of
anytime you say moment of clarity, you get a bell. But not only that, when I really appreciate what you're doing. So tell us a little bit about your journey.
It was an interesting journey, and it's beautiful to be on the other side because it's how we process the experiences that we have and what we pick up, the patterns. And if you had an opportunity to read my book, it was an interesting journey. But I am grateful for everything now. If you would have asked me 2 years ago, I was still working through the trauma, the PTSD. Still, I work through it. I no longer
trauma from growing up, or trauma from in a nutshell. What kind of trauma do you want to?
Yeah. So sexual trauma. Feeling abandoned. Feeling unloved, undeserved. Finding healthy ways of having relationships and good partners. When you're not taught how, that has been messed with. It kind of takes a lot of to valuing ourselves and loving ourselves and feeling worthy and realizing that hurting people hurt people. It doesn't give an excuse for what people us to kind of see things in the cycles that they are, and then step out of it and then look at it objectively and look at it, through and realize that that you don't have to participate in that anymore, and then you can survive, and then you can thrive. Surviving to thriving, it is the most beautiful realize that you don't have to live in that story anymore.
It's so true. And as we were discussing this several times, Angel, we all have different terminologies. So I like to say survivor, and you like to say victor, and other people like to say, instead of victim role, other ways: thriving, surviving, survivor. It's whatever works to empower you is exactly what happens, where we feel that maybe some things have held us back and made us shut down or feel not good enough to stand up for ourselves or to be ourselves or to say, I'm not going to take this anymore from toxic people, from our past, from our present, from our future. Like, we're not going to take it anymore. If Ed was on cue, we could play that.
Yeah.
We're not going to take it.
Take it.
No, we're not going to take it. Anyway, but there's ways to just have a voice where we have standards of how we allow people to treat us and how we're going to treat others. And that defines our character. It's being able to have that voice, being able to say, you know what, this person is not helping me feel good about myself. Or this family is messed up. Like, sometimes we're born into certain things. It doesn't mean that we have to be our family or repeat history or even
and we can
be
change
around them.
we can change our family. It's interesting because I didn't think this. There's these steps. The first step is and then going in and doing the work for me, and then the second step was being felt. The third step was I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed of myself that I chose to write a book and make it public, because this way, then it's all out there. You can have all these experiences, and you can make the same mistakes, and you can forgive yourself and do the work. And whatever stage you're in that work, it's perfect. And then as you start shifting, and as you start looking at things through the eyes of love, and as my friend Garth says, you remove all your buttons and realize that your feelings are inside of you, and they can only get hurt if you have a button. If there's for me, that's what I've learned. And the more I
if they can push
those
that button, right?
buttons, yeah, exactly. And the more I cleared out those buttons, the less they could push them, and the more to me, like, we just had our Thanksgiving, and my son had just gotten married. I've been doing this work for a long time, and not everybody was happy that I was public about my person. Not everybody liked the fact that that they were part of my or the experience
Part of
that
your
I had,
story.
how it affected.
That happens with a lot
it
of people
affected
that
me.
tell the truth with autobiographies. They're like, leave me out of it, or why would you put me in
Tell
that,
people
or
that.
shame
Yeah.
our family, or
These are our family secrets. These are our secrets. Those secrets are repeated when they're not faced.
Well, you know
And
what? Don't do anything
sometimes
behind closed doors that you don't want somebody writing a book about. Then, own up to your stuff.
I tell that to my children all the time. I said, don't do anything that you wouldn't want in the headlines.
Well, there's some stuff, just not the toxic stuff. Like,
well, not the stuff in the bedroom, right?
I want to go dance in my kitchen and be myself or whatever. I don't want my kids filming it or whatever. I don't want that. There's some stuff that we could be goofy and silly at home, and doesn't need to be all
it's
over
mindfulness. It's mindfulness, and it's having compassion for how our actions around us, right? So like, I am a better person because I have children. I'm a better person this to my children, and I saw that I was doing it. I saw that they were repeating cycles, and I changed me. And so every time I saw a cycle being repeated, I would go in and do the work, forgiveness, and let them know, like, this wasn't okay. This is not, this is not how I want to risk the work that I'm doing. This is the help I need from you, right? And we did it as a family. My biggest supporters, my husband, and I had this, my mother, and I told her that everything that is good, because when I was growing up and I hit this stage of I started to shift my life, and I started to remember all the beautiful. I'm an artist. She's an artist. She was very creative. I was the black sheep. She saw the parallels, and I understand the shifts in the world. And they were told, don't, shut up. Don't tell anybody. You're bad. You're this. Now we're coming into a world where we're starting to air it out. We're starting to say, just because it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I can change, and all things can be made anew. Vision for it to be that way, then I can move forward. But I can also have for the decisions that I've made and make amends, but not be held to someone else's. All right, I'm not going to be shamed anymore. I love you. I have have changed, and if you can't see it, it's okay. But I still love you. And it's places.
Some people get uncomfortable when people grow and change and find their voice. They're like, whoa, I used to be able to boss you around, tell you what to do. And I'm not talking just family, just people in your life. Because when you're growing up like that, Angel, correct me if I'm wrong, it kind of turns you into a people pleaser because you're abused, you're growing up, you have fear of abandonment, fear of intimacy, fear of commitment, fear of all this anxiety-driven fear. And because you were told most of your life that you didn't have a voice or that you should be ashamed of yourself. So it keeps you quiet in your shell. And then when someone says, wait a minute, I find you beautiful and powerful and time to stand up for yourself, all of a sudden, those people that are used to putting you in your place get kind of like uncomfortable because you've grown and they're not used to it, right?
Yeah.
I want to pause there. Yeah. It's time for our first break, but it won't be long. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in like a minute and a half. Stay tuned with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, and we'll be back with the show in just a moment.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Lucy Lopes, and I'm a real estate agent that supports ending the stigma on mental health with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am also passionate about helping you buy or sell your home. With times being so difficult, I'm here to help. Contact me at lucylopes.com. That's LUCYLOPES.com. Let me assist you through this pandemic and know that you are not alone.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now,
Hi, and welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And before we went to the break, if you're just tuning in, we've got our topic for today is toxic people do not come with a return label. You don't regift them. Nobody wants that, and they don't come back. There's no returns, even with the receipt. And with my guest today is a published author, a survivor of so many things, the author of a book called The Healing Soul of a Survivor. She's gotten so many awards and has a nonprofit organization, grants scholarships to those that need help with living, with school, with everything. And she's got a friend with her, Sergeant, who's a green macaw. And so we got to watch our language, Sergeant. Welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Angel Ruiz.
Thank you. You know, it's earlier, and I love the title about people pleasing. I kind of took a different route.
Angel, I've been getting some feedback that it's glitching. It's not glitching for me, but just I want to make sure that it's clear for the audience. So just try speaking louder.
Okay, she keeps squawking. So I do thank you. And when you had made there is that dance, I kind of took an opposite approach. Instead of the people went, you know, to I shifted into gratitude, and then I wanted to make it. I couldn't afford to put my kids, and I knew that I didn't want them on the streets. Created the nonprofit, and we helped, you know, hundreds of children, and to do something about it. How can I help others with this? How can I? And I do the people pleasing. I have you know, I guess maybe they could say spectrum. I think I always call it, it's a divinely guided for me to have, what is that? And used it as the wind beneath my wings, you know, and not allowed it to.
As you're holding a bird.
Yeah. Wind beneath my wings. And I think when you had mentioned about discernment and also the healing, it's like when we start getting right and sensitivity within ourselves, we stop attracting it so much, or we're aware of it in times. We can diffuse it in others. We can be aware and create an environment that don't support that. You know, like in our house, we have a home. So when everybody comes, they know that there's no gossip. It's like drama, and then we change the subject. So we, as a family, created an environment, and it becomes like a critical mass for people, and then people, and then they start showing you more the other side of themselves. When not that it's more like, instead of resisting it, you turn it into what you want it. You know, you make sure that boundaries, but loving boundaries, very clear, loving boundaries. And then it's the, hey, I really love this about you. I really love when we have conversations about this feels really doing. What's going on with you? What's going on with your business? How, you know, what are you excited about? And that, dude, I do want to share
it that to be like, this sucks and whatever, but to set boundaries. And if they don't abide by them, then that's disrespecting your standards and boundaries. And that means that they're not going to respect us. That's when you can love them from afar. You don't have to take their sergeant, say the word. No, just kidding. Sergeant has a potty mouth. But you know, I mean, we can still love people, but we don't have to like them, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the respect, like, you know, and I had a conversation with somebody the other day, because I love, and they're like, how can you tell people you have unconditional love and then let them know that that you can't be around them anymore. And I said, it's love is an, I don't have to take abuse from somebody just because I love them. I don't have to take just because I love them. I can have love and see the good in people without, right? I can have good thoughts about them, but I
For
don't
some reason, you're
have
putting
to
out
put up.
every few seconds. So, but luckily, I do kind of understand where you're going, so I can. But we're on our next break. We're going to try to fix your microphone. So for some reason, it's cutting out. I think it's from your end. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but keep going. But it's true, like what you're saying. Show gratitude and everything for what they do recognize, but setting boundaries. And so, how did that go with when you wrote your book of how you were raised with the family members that are in that didn't quite like you airing out the dirty family laundry?
I will tell you, in a process, and the process has been witnessing each are in the process. And my brother, my one brother that I hears came down here for Thanksgiving, and he ordered my book.
Aw.
And we've not talked about it. So my other brother and my sister actually work as their. I wanted to know.
From what I remember in
sure
your
that
book, you didn't really talk much bad about your brother, though. Not too bad.
Yeah. Well, I think it's that when we are ready to heal, lock, and not everybody is ready to heal at the same time. So it was his, and my mom and I went through stages, because of these, they were shamed, if she was told all of her life that you're bad, and then these horrible things happen to her, and then she's told she's bad, then to be silenced. So for me to be out and her to be silenced, there was a contrast. I had healing to do because I had expectations of how and she wasn't ready for all of the love that I wanted to give. So I had to meet her where she was. And
Right.
I just called her and said, look,
not everyone wants constructive criticism or criticism at all.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I'm a mother myself. So parents always feel like we're screwing up our kids. Basically, we just do, just even if it's not abusive, like not to that extent of my kids probably won't write an autobiography. I don't know. Maybe they will. And I'll own up to everything in that because, how we accept crisis and basically owning up to what we've done wrong, it defines our character. So it's how it is.
Teaching your children
And which
grace.
they need, and just like yourself, to feel validated with an apology or to hear somebody say, "You matter. Your story is powerful, and your feelings matter." And whatever it is that I have done wrong, let's say I'm your mom or whatever, I am so sorry for that. Rather than, why did you tell everybody that? Why would you say that? Why would you do that? Like, people are writing books
They
to
have to
get their
deal with
voice
their
out
shame.
there.
They matter.
Well, that's their problem.
Yeah.
This is your voice. This is your side of the story. She can write her own.
She's in a very good place, and I'm very proud of her. And I'm going to blame people for the bad, blame them for the good too. And for me, all that I am, I couldn't be where I am without her. And it is, and I do believe finally guided for me to have had these experiences to overcome them, others, right? So all that I am is because of my life. It's because of my life, that I had got taught gratitude. It's because independently and having to rely on myself that I was so successful. Somebody for the bad, I want to blame them for the good too. I want to say, hey, look, now I'm not excusing in any way any behavior that anyone does, but this is how is to look at the good. Now, after I wrote the book and did the healing for coming out the other side, as we just filed yesterday, yesterday for the daily gratitude movement,
which we're going to get into after our next break. So don't go there yet, because we're going to promote your nonprofit. And after, well, we can take our break now, but that's what I wanted to get into with the next thing. Before we get to our second break, though, I want to say something that sometimes the toxic people, or the strong, or those kind of people in our lives makes us stronger. Because if everyone just told us how great we were all the time, we wouldn't know how to stand up for ourselves, right? So by those kind of people trying to put us down, and for us empowering ourselves and building ourselves up, that's a great feeling to know that you matter and that you can do this, even though somebody told you couldn't. You know what I mean? So it's like finding that voice, finding that strength, becoming who you were meant to become came from all the bad, all the good, all that. But it doesn't mean you have to allow it to continue. You can take what you've gone through and use it as a learning opportunity to make different decisions moving forward, because mistakes are just learning opportunities. Experiences are learning opportunities. And up until this day, everyone listening, ourselves, everyone out there, we have survived the worst days of our lives 100% of the time up until this point. And you're never going to have to repeat the worst day of your life exactly the same ever again. And we got through it. And what we do with that, you can brush it under the rug and pretend it didn't happen, but then that mound under that rug is going to get big and you're going to trip over it one day. Unless you lift up the rug, deal with those things, heal with them, face them on. Sometimes it gets really hard, but it gets easier as you heal with the past, heal with the things that you wanted to, I lost you, Angel, but wanted to forget. And then we heal, we become stronger people, and we can move forward with our lives because we're facing those things and learning coping skills and getting rid of undeserved shame, undeserved guilt, building our self-esteem, building our confidence, and believing in ourselves. And believing in ourselves is one thing that no one can take from us. People can try to put us down. People can try to say whatever they want to say, but unless we believe them rather than in ourselves, it bounces off like water on a duck's back. So it's our choice. It's our choice to spend the holidays with people or with certain people or whatnot. So since I've lost my guest, I guess we're going to take our commercial break and we'll be back with Moments of Clarity. Just 1 or 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
We will return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Hi, this is your host, Tiffany Werner from Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I want to thank you for all your support on ending the stigma on mental health for over the past 7 years and with over 600 episodes, as well as several award nominations and placing as a finalist in 3 categories on the People's Choice Podcast Award last year. If you're listening to this on audio, please visit and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Moments of Clarity with Tiffany and enjoy viewing previous shows in case you miss any live. If you're interested in advertising and would like to promote your company, it is affordable and an effective way to get your company the attention it deserves. I also welcome potential guests as well, and all information can be found on my website at mocwithtiffany.com. Thank you again for your continued support, as change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hello, welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to Angel Ruiz, published author, survivor in so many ways, and the founder of a nonprofit organization, more than one. And we're going to talk about that, which is Come Overcome. And the title of our show is Toxic People Do Not Come with a Returned Receipt. It's okay to shred toxicity in our lives, find your voice, no matter what's happened in the past, heal from the past and move forward and set our standards, and don't let anyone treat us any different than kind, right? Welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Angel Ruiz. So this is our final stretch. So I want to get into promoting everything you're doing, and let's do this because I have this daily gratitude movement. So Angel's been doing this podcast and a show to help inspire others to have a daily gratitude and so forth. I have some pictures if you're watching virtually. Look how hot she looks there. Not that you don't look beautiful there, but in person. But anyway, I just love that one. Look at supermodel. All right, tell us a little bit about Daily Gratitude Movement and these nonprofits that you just got. It was just serendipity. I said, Angel, let's be on the show. She goes, actually, we just got our 501c3, which for if you guys don't know what it means that she is a nonprofit organization. You can donate and get a tax refund and all of that. It's amazing, hard to do, and congrats. So let's talk about that.
Yay.
Sergeant, say congrats. Oh, and if you're just tuning in, that's her bird sergeant that we have to watch her language. So, Angel, let's talk about what you're up to nowadays. Oh, and by the way, as we were on break, some of your friends found you. Just want to show you and say shout out to Marcy and everyone who has been trying to put our comments across the screen. So we've got much love. You can watch it on the rerun. Let's talk about your thing. Ed's going to cut us off at 1. I can't help him. Or even if he doesn't want to, he has to.
Okay. All right. So I'll do it really quickly. It is not mine. It is ours. This is Garth
co-founder. She keeps correcting me on that. Co-founder.
Yeah, co-founder. We have co-founders that started the room with the gratitude movement, and it's ironic because had his electric shut off, and he was challenged for gratitude. Sent it out to people for 2 years, and then he made the decision to open up of his house and started the daily gratitude. And then he had asked me to be on his leadership, and I said, I'd love to. What your future is, like, what do you want to create with this? And then he thought world. I said, what I would love to help. So he got a team together, and we almost 1 year of pulling a team of over 100 moderators, some amazing. So I'm a small piece of this puzzle, and it is gratitude movement. We are going to be all over the world. We are going to impact billions of sharing daily gratitude. As we know, if you read my book, Gratitude Can Shift Your Daily, it can make no matter what you're going through a lot easier. It doesn't have to be. Gratitude helps us shift our energy off of the problem into the solutions. So it is of this movement with Garth and with with Wendy and Nicole and Marcy and Rachel. Rachel is our angel. She is movement. So what an honor to see her here as well.
It's always hard giving out names of everyone that you want to give thanks to, because you're like, oh crap, later I forgot someone. So just to everyone that's helping with the movement, that just absolutely. Marcy says,
you've
absolutely.
been there. You've been in our room. You've come.
Yes, I've listened.
In our
I
room.
have. I've been there. I think you made me a moderator. But it's been a while. I didn't know you were still doing that on Clubhouse. I don't really get on Clubhouse much. I found some rooms to be pretty toxic, so I didn't know that you were on. So you're on daily. Got it. What time of the day and the week? Because it's kind of a tongue twister.
9 hours a day. We are looking at getting an 804 hours away. Not and looking at radio, but on Clubhouse we're looking to go
Back
24.
Up. Did I hear that? You are on 9 hours a day, every day. Daily Gratitude Movement. You are on Clubhouse 9 hours a day.
We have 100 moderators. So with as many moderators as we have, and we do this, I lift thee lift me. We work together, and it really sometimes it's 12, 18 hours, but it's us. It's everyone working.
So you just rotate and say, okay, all right, you take over. I need to go to the store, and you guys just take turns.
We have structure. So we Garth had worked really hard at the beginning, even before I care, and people just signed up for time frames and worked through it, and then I came in, and we all hold a piece, and all of our pieces make this puzzle so beautiful and big.
How many moderators did you say?
Almost 100. Yeah.
Wow.
1,000 people, I think, in the club. So yeah, it is a beautiful thing to be to work together with such amazing people.
9 hours. Which 9 hours of the day? Like
we start in the morning.
Mind your manners.
Yes, I know.
If for those in the radio, it's kind of funny. Her parrot's just completely eating her hair. Anyway, so which hours of the day? 9 hours of the day, like so Eastern Standard Time, like 12 to 9 or 8 to whatever 5 or whatever.
Eastern Standard Time would be like I think it's 5:30, 4:30 until 1:30 your time, somewhere around there.
Or PM.
And we have some evening classes.
That's probably why I'm not on there anyway. I could come to the later part of the show probably, but
you can also volunteer.
No thanks. I got a lot on my plate, but I'll be one of those moderators, but I don't know how active I'll be able to be. I will promote and support as much as possible, but
peace, isn't that beautiful? Because we all do something different, and that's the joy is competing. We are you do this and I do this, or you do this and I do this. We can do it together. So is that we all have our part. And just like
what
you
do you talk about for 9 hours besides gratitude?
Just hold the space for people to come in from all over the world and share gratitude.
Share gratitude, but I'm sure you get a lot of people that want to vent and share their problems as well, looking for support. So do you have licensed people or therapists to give that, or do you have a disclaimer that say we're not licensed professionals, we're here to support each other with love and gratitude kind of deal?
And we are looking for all kinds of support. So anybody who wants to volunteer services, donate any services, anytime, anything that you feel like you could do to make a difference to support.
And you can put me on your list of volunteers. I just don't want to commit and say I'd overcommit myself and fail you, but I'll be one of your members.
You're all that.
No, and you cut out there, but so how do people find you? You're on Clubhouse only, so you have to. So basically, okay. So for those listening, Clubhouse is an app. on your phone. It's free. You have to sign up, and it's all audio, and you can join certain rooms and just tune in. Like, you have to make a bio of yourself, and you can just listen. There's some toxic rooms on there. I got to tell you that when I've actually tuned in, I'm like, dear Lord, I didn't need to hear that today or whatever, But then there's some good rooms like this. So I kind of, at first, when I signed up with the app and started looking through some of these rooms, when I say rooms, they're just groups where somebody's hosting something and you just kind of tune in and listen. If you don't like it, you go to a different room and nobody can see you. They just see whatever profile picture you put up.
Yeah.
But
We work.
there wasn't that
Yeah, we work.
many gratitude rooms when I would log in, and usually mine were late at night. So you know what kind of rooms are on late at night on that Clubhouse. So I just stopped tuning in pretty much, unless somebody was
And
inviting me to something.
yeah. It is. We work really, really, really problem solve, and we do a lot of training. Emily and she and Nicole, they work on training. So we do training to train the mods and train their training leaders.
So you've got good people running. And I'm kind of rushing you off because we have 5 minutes, and Ed's going to say we have 2 minutes, and then I have to wrap up the show. How do people find you, Angels, right now? And to even sign up, do you have a website or something like that where we can?
Dailythe.com is the website,
Wait.
and you can.
Okay, you cut out. Daily what? Daily Gratitude
Movement.
Okay, dailygratitudemovement.com. I'm going to type this in.
Yeah.
Daily Gratitude
Movement.com.
I hope I'm spelling this right. I'm doing it really fast. Anyway, you guys get the gist. dailygratitudemovement.com. And so go to that website and sign up and find their shows and the links. Am I correct?
Yep.
I'm so proud of you, Angel. That's so great. From what you've been through, and I encourage to know what she's been through by purchasing her book. It's on Amazon, and it's called The Healing Soul of a Survivor. The Healing Soul of a Survivor. And it's a great read, and it kind of a tearjerker, but if you see the outcome now, you know that things turn out okay for her. And what a beautiful
and they can turn out okay for us all.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's what we do with what's happened in our lives that define our character. We can play the victim role. We can play what you like to say, victor. I like to say survivor. It's how we react to our situations in life that define our character, right?
Yep.
So thriving, however people like to say, all sorts of synonyms for those words, but it's up to us to become those people. You can use the crutch as this has happened to me and I'm going to live this life as a victim. But what fun is that? There's nothing more surprising in life or like empowering when you realize that you still have the ability to surprise yourself. And you're like, man, I did that. Look at what I can do. And finding that voice and being able to tell people, I'm not going to tolerate this. I love you, but I'm not going to tolerate this treatment anymore because I'm better than that.
Behavior. Right? I love you, but I don't like the behavior. That's the thing.
And I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. And if they can't listen, then they don't get a return receipt. Back to the topic.
Yep. Love more, and care less. Love more. The joy
return
of
to sender. Anyway, Angel Ruiz, thank you so much for being on Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. Thank you all for listening and for tuning in. Please hit the like button if you're tuning in, and subscribe to the YouTube channel or like it on Facebook. Follow MOC with Tiffany, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all of the links are on mocwithtiffany.com. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Believe in yourself. You can accomplish anything if you put your mind to it. And it's your choice. If you decide to do nothing about it, still you're in control. You decided to leave everything as is, but it still was your choice. So thank you so much, Ray Angel, to Ed, to everyone watching, to the team. See you guys every Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. And be kind to yourself and to a stranger. You never know what they're going through. Take care.
Clarity. Now I get it. Moments of clarity. To yourself, be. Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself, be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, you're so alive. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear